All right, welcome back everyone. So it got super hot super quick today. It's like 105 right now, I believe. Hey, I think it's only maybe it's 1:30. So it's super hot outside. I got my porta cool running, trying to keep it a little cool down in here. I've been out here working for a little bit. Forgot to grab the camera and record. But I'm gonna do a little bit more work here, and then we're gonna try later on around like 7 or 8 tonight when it gets back down around like 90s or so, and once we got a little bit of shade to work in. But as you can see, the sun's beating down right here. I'm gonna put up my tent and everything, but it's still hot as hell. So what I do have going here though, I got the oil pan all painted back up and mounted back on here, as you can see. And then I've been working on this trans adapter. So we got the pilot bushing in. I've got the trans adapter mounted, and then right here on the side of the engine I had to cut off that boss for the starter to fit. So I'm getting ready right now to actually mount the flywheel to this. So I'm gonna try and set my camera up here and do a little time lapse or something so you guys can see me getting that on. And then once I have that on, I should be able to get the clutch aligned and bolted on. And then when my brother gets over here tonight, we'll get the tranny adapted back to this and see. We'll definitely get it in the car. If it doesn't cool down enough tonight, we're gonna try and do it first thing in the morning when it is nice and cool. So today or tomorrow morning, but I'm gonna just keep this video rolling for all of it. I told you guys we were gonna get it mounted in the car. Next video, I'm gonna make sure it's mounted in the car for this video. So let me get things arranged here, and I'll get some time lapse going, and we'll be back. Alright guys, so in true garage mechanic fashion, I decided not to read directions and got thinking about it, and then I opened them because I was trying to find torque specs for these ARP bolts, and it says to use Loctite, which is to most of you probably pretty common sense. So I didn't have any here. I used the last bit a little while ago. So I ran to the store, got some, took those bolts out, cleaned them, cleaned the threads, and we're gonna do this all over again. So I got the calls for the Loctite 242, which is the blue, which just means you can use it over and over instead of being the permanent stuff, which I believe is the 271. So anyways, I'm gonna set the camera back up on its tripod, and we will get these flywheel bolts in. Now I'm gonna try and come up with something to hold this flywheel in place. I'll figure out something. Shouldn't be too hard. I got another flywheel over here, an old one. If I need to cut a little section off of it to make some teeth to lock into this, that's what I'll do. So anyways, I'll get this time lapse going again, and we'll get these bolts on and get them tightened up. Alright guys, so had to make a crude tool real quick, but I've already tested it on 2 of the flywheel bolts. It holds the flywheel in great. Flywheel. Wow, that was difficult. So it holds the flywheel in place perfectly. All I did, cut off a section of the old flywheel that I had sitting here, and it actually bolts in. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Bolts in right here. Just run this in as far as I can, just to have that leverage, and then it tries to turn, and these teeth actually lock into place right here. So it's allowing me to get that 80 foot-pounds on this. So I'm gonna get these torqued up real quick. I still need to torque up the harmonic balancer on the front, so why have this on here? That's perfect time, because it'll hold everything in place. So I'm gonna get that taken care of, and then we're gonna get the clutch put on. So I'll be right back here with you. All right, just to show you guys here real quick. As you can see, once it turned a little bit, it locked those teeth in nice and tight. And doesn't take much just to hold that in place. So I've seen that. I believe Brian on 821 Bravo did that. I think he did a little bit more. He had a locking tab on his. So I know there's been lots of people out there that have done it. It's a neat little trick. It's just finding ways to fabricate your own tools instead of having to buy specialty tools on certain things. So I found it to work really great. Like I said, I still need to torque up that harmonic balancer. So I'm gonna get that torqued real quick, and then I will come back and we'll do a time lapse on getting this clutch installed. So we'll be right back. Alright everyone, so feel really good about today's progress. Like I said earlier, you know, it was up to 105, 106. It's got super hot earlier in the day. Still right around like 99 out here, and it's 7:30. So I think we're gonna wait until in the morning, bright and early, when it's still nice and cool, to get that engine, or the engine and transmission in. So but I do have the harmonic balancer torqued down with that ARP bolt. I did 240 foot-pounds, and then we've got the clutch installed. Nice Clutchmaster 850 series twin disc with the LOJ Clutchmaster flywheel. So we got all the bolts for that torqued down, for the flywheel torqued down to 85 foot-pounds, and then on the clutch, all the bolts that hold the case down to the flywheel are at 24 foot-pounds. So got that all tightened in. I think I'm gonna get the starter mounted up real quick. That's a pretty simple one, so should be able to get that into place. And first thing tomorrow morning, we'll get that bad boy over there slid in here. I got a new, I believe it came with a new throwout bearing. I gotta look at that because it looks a lot smaller. But I'll have to check it out. It's supposed to be for that transmission, because this is not the hydraulic throwout bearing. This has the hydraulic fork. So take a look at it, see what we got. We'll definitely be getting the transmission mounted up first thing in the morning, and then start dropping it in the car. And like I said, I am going to keep this on the video, so I will see you guys right now. Alright guys, so broken promises, always my story. So I believe I left off yesterday showing that I had the clutch on there. All I had to do was the throwout bearing. I got that pressed out. Huge shout out to Dennis at Red Desert Off-Road. His Instagram is Red Desert Off-Road Official. And he let me use his press to press out the old bearing and get the new throwout bearing put in. And awesome guy. Anyone that's in the St. George area, definitely look him up if you have any off-road vehicles or anything. He did some work on my Jeep. But anyway, so I got the throwout bearing done today, and then I sat here for about 2.5 hours trying to get the transmission to line up and slide in place, and it didn't work. And I got one of my brothers and my nephew over here, and we sat there and screwed with it and screwed with it and screwed with it, and finally I thought to myself, let's take this apart and find out what the heck's going on. Got it apart, looked at it, and I'll just show you here. So the brass insert that we put in yesterday, as you can see right there on the bottom, it's kind of wallered out a little bit. So it was sliding into the clutch perfectly, but it would not slide in there. And I knew that my alignment tool here was cracked. As you can see right there, showed up cracked. So I took some super glue thinking that would help, and apparently it was just enough of a layer to cause this to be a little cockeyed. So when I lined it up, everything slid in, slid out. Well, it was a little difficult pulling the tool out. That should have been number one. Anyways, long story short, I'm trying to track down an alignment tool. I don't know, because of the conversion or everything, if it has to be a special alignment tool. I'm not 100% certain right now. So I'm trying to find an alignment tool at a auto parts store to see if that'll actually work. I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to be shallower. I think this is special made for this, which means that I'm going to have to get with Clutchmaster and get a new one sent to me, which I have no idea how long that's going to take. Once again, long story short, not going to be able to put the engine in this weekend unless I can find one at an auto parts store and it goes right in. So that's my life right now. Kind of sucks. I was so excited to get this put in and start working on that stuff. So and I know I kept promising everybody I wasn't gonna finish out this video until I had the engine in, but I go back to work on Tuesday, back up to North Dakota, so I'll be gone for 2 weeks again. So if I can't find it this weekend at an auto parts store, I'm gonna have to wait until I get home next time. So anyways, appreciate everybody watching. If you guys enjoyed, once again, give me a huge thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Have a good one.